it's your boy ChanceJolivette, aka Smooth, back with another video. So tonight what we're gonna be talking about is P Valley, season 2, episode 2, 7 pounds of pressure. Down in the valley where the girls get naked. Let's get to it. But anyway, so it starts off this episode right here. I see old girl from Love and Hip Hop. So I'm like, they're having auditions for more girls and stuff. I'm like, I'm happy to see her. She getting a gig and stuff like that. I'm like that's cool. Then we see Miracle Watts, aka Diamond's baby mama slash fiance. And Lord have mercy. Cool. Yeah, she bad. She bad. Been every brother in the world probably follow on Instagram or whatever. But anyways, so they got the auditions. Mercedes looking like these hoes coming for the throne. Like she looking kind of upset or whatever. Hey, they yellow motherfucker. Yo, Yellow Bone, I don't know what the name is on here. Yo, on the pole work or something. I'm not talking about like, of course you want to talk about the yellow female, the yellow bitch. No, it ain't that. She just, as far as them tricks and shit, hey, she the truth. She's the truth. Homegirl is too, from Love and Hip Hop. Like, I don't know if she got a stunt double or something, but like she looked like she was gonna be trash. So she started climbing that pole, that motherfucker started doing all kind of shit. I'm like, God damn, they was getting it. But then, every time I see Mississippi, dog, every time I see Mississippi, my stomach starts to turn. I can't stand that girl on here, dog. Oh, Keyshawn, or whatever. But anyways, then we get to the Pynk. They still trying to get it. They offering $500K or whatever. Autumn, one thing about that heifer, that motherfucker, she about her business. She like, that's not the worth, and this and that, and scale, and you need this, and because you need it, the worth is gonna be 10 million. And like, she's smart. She's smart when it comes to that business. Hey, she about to cheddar cheese, man. So, hey, ain't no half stepping when it come to Autumn. But she always living in the slums and shit. She can raise all kind of money, and she got all this knowledge, and she's so slick. But her ass always homeless. What the fuck over there? Anyways, Uncle Clifford, we see his birthday coming up. Uncle Clifford is my age. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, this nigga turning 40. I'm turning 40 in October. But anyways, we the same age? What the fuck? That nigga aging like spoiled milk. But anyways, the argument that they have Uncle Clifford in Autumn, that shit funny as hell, man. Them niggas, this episode right here was hilarious. Then they look on the TV, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings... Man, Mercedes mama, that motherfucker is a fool. And I can't stand her monkey ass either. Loretta Devine, yo, this episode was hilarious. Loretta Devine talking to Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford is mad about Autumn. Why don't you kill that bitch? I'm like, I know she didn't just say that. Like, them niggas is fools. And then Uncle Clifford is mad. This nigga talking about, I ain't had dick in 5 months. I'm going crazy and stuff. Loretta Devine, well, try 15 years. I had dick in 15. Yo, they was wilding on there. They was wilding. Mississippi, her redneck man spaz out like he got tracking on her phone and stuff like that. He sees that she had went go see Diamond and stuff. He found the Pampers that she hid and all this. This nigga, then he want to call down there, y'all better fire him and this and that. I'm like, yo, I can't stand either one of them motherfuckers. Every time they get on the screen, I get angry. Murder going on tour. He going on tour, man. He ain't got his DJ. He try to call the DJ and stuff. The DJ, he doing his thing. He producing. Look like Meg Thee Stallion might be making a guest appearance in the near future on P Valley. Mississippi, she tripping. They come and talk to her about the tour or whatever. But she's also another one that is smart when they become the business or whatever. She like, it's coming out of my cut and this and that and blase. But the real reason why she did all that, it wasn't like she was double crossing them or whatever, trying to get more money. She just wanted to play hard to get, like she didn't want to appease the white man. It was all part of her plan for her to get away. So, gotta commend her But she got to go through so much shit just to, with that old colonizing motherfucker, man. The Pynk is back over. We see Uncle Clifford. This nigga, he's scrolling on his phone. He looking at pictures of Lil Murder and stuff. Loretta Devine, she talk about, can you take out the trash? It's thing more than a whole coochie at that time of the month. I'm like, yo, them niggas wildin'. Them niggas is wildin', dog. And then Uncle Cliff goes outside. He goes, take out the trash or something. They abduct him. I'm like, who the fuck then abducted Uncle Clifford? I'm like, yo, they tripping. And I'm like, it's probably the people that with the casino and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe they think if they intimidate Uncle Clifford, he'll sell the Pynk. Or I'm thinking maybe it's some of the girls and they gonna bring, or maybe just some people that they hired to bring Uncle Clifford to the Pynk, and maybe it's gonna be like a special surprise. I was kind of like halfway right because it was an abduction for a party, but not at the Pynk. And speaking of the Pynk is going to hell in the handbasket, man, without Uncle Clifford there. Like, everybody is tripping. They got Mercedes Watts or whatever. Like, she's on the bar, she dancing and stuff. The people, they fussing and fighting. They ain't really got no security. Homeboy's trying to DJ and barbecue at the same time. He about to burn the joint up. This new bitch in the club, like, she is a witch. Like, that motherfucker is doing witchcraft and casting spells and all kind of shit. I'm like, what the fuck? They got all kind of sorcery on this episode. And speaking of the abduction and stuff, so they bring Uncle Clifford to this party with a bunch of transsexual stuff, like his crew, whatever. I don't want to be say the wrong words or whatever. But they have this party, the skate party is looking like it's lit and everything. He ends up going to get his skates, and homeboy, they get into they sexual scene and stuff. I was like, man, look, cause last season, man, Uncle Clifford had the most sex on the show and stuff. I'm like, first episode, ain't really had no sex or anything. I'm like, this episode, I'm like, it's looking like it's not gonna happen. I'm like, cool. Uncle Clifford had the most sex on the show or something. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. They got all these fine motherfuckers, man. They got Autumn. They got Mercedes. They got Mississippi. But they got all these bad motherfuckers on the show or something. But Uncle Cliff is the only one that is having sexual scenes on it. I'd rather them have no sex scenes, period. Just show them dancing or whatever in blase blase. I'm not even watching the show like just to see no stripping as a pervert or anything. But if I don't want to see Uncle Clifford's sex scenes and stuff. They doing too much. They doing too much, man. They can go ahead with that. Mercedes, they have the highlight of the night. They all get on the pole. They dancing. They got the new chick from Love and Hip Hop. They got the witch and Mercedes. They all getting it. But people are looking past Mercedes. They looking back to these young bitches, and these young hoes is killing it. They ain't doing a damn thing. Like, they wildin'. So Mercedes, she like, y'all ain't about to show me up. She gets on the top of the pole. She's climbing. She's struggling to get to the top. She looking like the little leprechaun on Price is Right. She trying to climb. She's struggling. Then all you see, I'm like, She falling like this. She looking like she on Stranger Things, or she looking like she on 300. They done kicked her down the hole or something. Like, it is crazy. Then she wakes up. I'm like, was this a dream or something like that? No, she wakes up and Diamond is over her, and they didn't bring her to a hospital or doctor or anything. They brought her to Diamond, and you turn out this nigga is a sorcerer. Like, he starts doing stuff like that, and then he ends up taking 7 pounds of imaginary flesh from her being. He puts it on a scale. It goes 7 pounds. I'm like, it's 7 pounds of pressure to pull the trigger, and like, it's the demons of whenever she killed the man in the club, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then Mercedes is mad. She's like, this all your fault, Autumn, and this and that. Then she kicks Autumn out, so Autumn is homeless again. This bitch is always homeless. As much money as she be getting, and this shop, I've been looking for a place. I've been looking. Yo, you been looking for a place. They got rural ass Mississippi, whatever town you in. They barely got people and stuff, and you can't find a place in there. Like, come on. Like, I know you in Mississippi. I'm in Louisiana. I know if you got that paper like that, look, you can get your mansion in Mississippi. Like, no cap. Then we get back to Mississippi, and she has to do her thing to go out on tour. She give her colonizer some booty and stuff. I'm like, man, I like all the sex scenes on the show. Like, they keep doing that bullshit. They got Uncle Clifford, and then they got Mississippi and the white boy. I don't want to see that bullshit. Like, they didn't really go into it. In either of the sex scenes, they didn't really get, like, too explicit with it. But I'm like, I don't want to see either one of them motherfuckers. I don't want to see Mercedes and that cracker. Like, yeah, I call him a cracker. I don't care. These old colonizing motherfuckers. I can't stand them motherfuckers, that old redneck. Then he was lying earlier. I didn't call him a nigga. Why would I wouldn't do that? He lied. I love you, baby. You motherfucker. Then, so, Autumn, she has to go and stay at the Pynk. So now she's homeless. She living in the Pynk. She walk to the pole or something. You look on the little sensor on the TV or whatever. If you notice, a being appears. So this man that they killed is haunting the Pynk. So that is gonna be like a future storyline probably. She goes on the pole. She do a little thing. Like, I guess she missing a little bit. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. And I know stereotypical or something. I know this nigga with the light skinned women. Yo, Autumn, hey. That motherfucker bad. God damn, that motherfucker bad. Boy, when she was... Then, out of all the brothers and stuff on here, well, they ain't got a lot of brothers on the show or whatever, but they always put Autumn with that little skinny ass dude, man. Like, this nigga, he married and he look like he got AIDS. Like, I don't want to. I'm being extra offensive this episode or whatever, but I'm like, this nigga skinny. He looks sick and shit. He looks his body. He look like JJ from Good Times or something. His face all sunken in and stuff, man. This nigga look like he on dope or he's sick. And that's the one that Autumn is just like, she is so drawn to. They have so much chemistry. This brother right here. Like, maybe I'm judging a man or whatever. Like, I shouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, like, like they got this brother. I'm like, ugh. At the end, Mississippi, she goes on tour. She then humped her colonizer into submission. Now she can go on tour. She gets on the thing and on the hearse and takes the mask off and she smirks. She goes on tour. I'm like, a fitting ending to this episode would have been whenever Mercedes was falling off of the pole. Whatever Mercedes was doing like this, that's how the episode should have ended. Because it would have been like, oh, that's a cliffhanger for next episode or whatever. But they ended it on that, like, Kershawn, Mississippi, she going on tour. I'm like, okay. Next episode, it looked like a bunch of thuggery or something. It looked like they're going to have a bunch of gang fights and shit. Like, I don't know where that's going to come in. Maybe that's going to be happening on tour. It's going to stop the tour. So I don't know. Mississippi probably going to need some papers. So maybe she's going to try to get back to the Pynk. But then it looks like Diamond might be getting back to the Pynk. Like, they're going to hire him back. So I don't know. Like, But I like this episode. But this episode was funny as hell. Even though I got kind of serious and dark on this, but it was funny. Funny. Loretta Devine, she the MVP. Every time she on screen, it's hilarious. But man, that's my thoughts on the episode, man. Y'all drop your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe to be the greatest of the most hated highlight. Boy.